There we go.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Travel Troubles. I'm Sean, this here is...
Oh, hi.
And today we're in Ninh Binh. Is that correct?
Ninh Binh, yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Ninh Binh.
Ninh Binh.
Ninh Binh.
And if you've never seen us before, then you've missed a lot. We're currently travelling Australia and Southeast Asia.
Well, we're currently travelling Vietnam. We have travelled Australia and we'll be travelling to Thailand.
Right. And
This is what the podcast is about, is Holly correcting Sean for around 10 to 25 minutes a week.
This podcast is about our travels and our troubles with each other and anything else we've had troubles with. And it has been a week. You've probably seen the video of Hanoi already. If you haven't, then sort your life out. Mm-hmm. And that will kind of give you an insight of where we left off from. You'd have seen us...
It's a bit pesty.
Pesty, yeah. You'd have seen us just as a rat infestation happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
And it's on the up from there.
Yeah. We've had some interesting places, haven't we?
I think it's us.
I think it is us. I think we're just complaining too much and we're not dealing with... But
we're not being positive.
We've got a very negative mindset. It's brilliant for this podcast, but not so much for our travels.
Yeah.
So let's begin with our week. So as
you nearly chucked that coffee all over the bed. Did you even notice what you were doing? You were literally holding the cup like on a 45-degree angle. It's fine, it's on your side.
Well, there's 2 more beds upstairs, so don't worry about that.
There's 2 more beds, but there's only 1 more pillow.
No, there's no more pillows up there. We've got 3 pillows for 3 beds, but this is a double, so maths, logic, not working. Anyway, so as we're saying, the week has been crazy. So we last left you and we were in Hanoi. In Vietnam. Yep. And what we didn't really talk too much about was this rats. The rats running above our heads in our accommodation.
Oh yeah, that kind of kicked off after we just stopped filming the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like they were going to fall on our heads at any given time. Now I understand that like rats will be a thing. We're in Vietnam. We were in the capital of it. Like we were in the old town. It's going to happen. But when it's in the floorboards above your head,
you just hear. It's really, really off-putting when you're trying to sleep. I can tell you that.
We got woke up about 3 a.m. There was you could hear them squeaking.
Oh, it was horrible.
So obscenely loud, and
there wasn't one. It was a good couple.
It was a
good couple.
Yeah, and the receptionist was the least amount of helpful possible.
It was like, oh yeah, we've had this complaint like 20 million times.
Yeah, and then he done something kind of sketchy. So he gave us money back in cash for the night, roughly.
Yeah.
Tried to say he gave us 50% back from the night before, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And then we booked it through booking.com. We use it quite often. We spoke about it quite often. But we'd only paid a £10 per night deposit on this room because we ended up with an upgrade. Anyway, long story short, he made it look out like we didn't go there at all. He put us down as a no-show. I think it was so he got the money back.
Yeah, it was really...
Or he got the money for it or something.
It was really dodgy.
Yeah, and well, booking.com contacted us and was like, oh, we've seen that you didn't show up at this venue. And I was like, no, we did show up.
Yeah.
But they've done it to try and scam you out of money.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get money off of booking.com at least. But anyway, we dealt with that. That was Hanoi over and done with. And then we went off to Ninh.
No, we didn't.
No, we went
to CatBa.
CatBa. And yeah, again, if you haven't seen that video, why not? It's an absolutely fantastic video. I think that might be my favourite video. I haven't even edited it yet, but I know that it's going to be a really good video.
Yeah, it was nice.
And
it was freezing.
It was freezing in CatBa.
And the heating didn't work in the room.
Yes. But we had one of the best receptionists /
Henry was incredible.
Driver / cook / he did everything in this place.
We joke that we've done every job in hospitality. He looked at us in the face, laughed at us, and then done like 8 jobs at once.
He did every job in hospitality every day.
Yeah. And Sean was like, when do you get a day off? And he's like, I don't.
It's not like he doesn't want, like, it's like, I don't want one. I don't.
Yeah, he was happy enough to do it, but he's up when the guests are awake and he goes to bed when the guests go to sleep.
Every day.
Every single day. Because he's not from CatBa, he's from down towards Hoi An. Way.
Yeah.
That's where it got flooded.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah.
So, again, that was great. And then we moved off. Again, so we were in that accommodation. It was freezing cold. There was no
And then we
heating.
got the bus yesterday
Yeah.
from CatBa to here in Ninh. Well,
Yeah.
we were meant to get the bus here to Ninh, but the bus driver, I don't know if it was the bus driver or the tour guide, the translator that was on the
Yeah.
bus, just decided that we were stopping in Tamcock because that's where most of the bus was getting off at, and didn't really care about us having to get back to Ninh.
Even though it did say it was stopping at Ninh Binh.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But I think that's because the driver took like 4 detours to like pick up like 40 pomelos, and then he handed cash off to some random dude in a car park in the middle of nowhere. And then he took a woman directly to her house that was like the arse end of nowhere outside of Ninh.
It was a weird journey.
Oh, and the seats weren't made for anyone over the height of like 5'2".
Yeah, so I actually took up 2 seats, not because I'm wide, it was more the fact my legs, I had to literally sit like vertical.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an adventure. We've had a lot of adventures this week, and it's been busy.
And we're moving again tomorrow.
We're moving again tomorrow, and we're starting to budget again. Like, if you've watched any of our videos before this, like obviously watching all of the Vietnam, you'll see the budgets all coming up, and it's good. But we've kind of laxed a little bit on our budget, especially in Australia. Mm-hmm. Again, family, it's just really hard to do because we weren't technically backpacking as such, was we?
No.
It wasn't that style.
More like an extended holiday when we were there.
Yeah, definitely. And again, when we was in Kuala Lumpur, again, it was a bit more just trying. We knew that we weren't in the country very long, and it was just like, right, all right, okay, cool. So we now kind of feel like we're getting a bit more of a flow, but it's every accommodation, there's a problem with it. Again, this accommodation right now, we know that they haven't been in here to clean. Do you know why they haven't been in here to clean?
Because the master keys that they're meant to use for housekeeping is currently on the desk in front of us.
All 3 of them. I'm pretty sure that they don't know that.
They were meant to bring us breakfast in bed this morning, which they told us and asked us what time we wanted it for. It said 8.
8.
And 8:45 rolls round, and Sean had to go to reception and ask them where it was.
It was painful.
They didn't want to bring, I said this in the video, and you'll see it when you watch the Ninh video, but I said it, they didn't want to come out in the rain. It was pouring down.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to bring anything out to the rooms, because our rooms are like outside the complex itself, and they didn't want to stick foot in the rain.
That's what it was.
Yeah, 100%.
And they had to go slightly out in the rain to go make it, and I think that's what it was. But anyway, that's dealt with. We're going to be leaving here tomorrow before breakfast.
What a shame.
Not a shame. But we've got this nice place now. It is a lovely place. Again, just I would love to, if I could able to speak to someone, I'd like another pillow. But again, that's me being a little bit of a princess. I know I'm being a bit of a princess. Another thing is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the bed sheet stops before the bed. And that's a Vietnamese thing, isn't it? They just don't have bed sheets big enough for the beds because the beds are so big.
They advertise extra large beds and then don't have the duvets for them. Yeah, they just put king-sized bedding on everything. Yeah.
It's just, But it is what it is. We're dealing with it. So, do you have your travel troubles for me this week? I'm going to start with a positive for you this week, because I have a nice positive for you. And my positive goes back to the fact that Holly's actually getting really... I know I kind of did this the other week, but Holly's actually really getting quite involved with the behind the scenes on this podcast, this YouTube channel now. The stuff that I don't have to think about. Like, obviously, I write the schedules, I do the book, I do the books, write the schedules in my book, I do the videoing, I do the editing, and I do the publishing. But there's loads of little things, especially when travelling, that I let slip, but Holly knows that I really like. And the biggest thing at the moment is Holly's doing the budget. Mm-hmm. And last time we travelled, I did the budget for everywhere we went, as well as all the videos, and it got really stressful trying to work out how much we spent and then trying to make not sure we're spending too much. This time you've kind of taken over the budget. Like you've done this last week and you've backdated it for me just for my videos really.
Yeah.
And you're working out what we spend it on, and you've obviously your sister's app that your app your sister
Yeah,
used.
she recommended it. She's using it called Travel Spend, and it's actually really good because it gives you a breakdown of how much you can use per day, and it shows you what you're spending your money on.
And I think that's really good. Like, so now when I'm doing my videos, I can go, oh, Holly, can I borrow your phone? Can I nick all the photos that you're taking? Which
He doesn't ask to nick my phone, first of all. He just walks up and then either snatches it out my hand or goes, please, please.
I'm not that
like,
bad.
no.
I'll snatch it if it's on the side like that where my phone is. If you don't know, you can see
I've
it.
now crocheted a strap for my phone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that should also be my positive.
I don't know if you can see it, it's on charge. I've crocheted a strap so he can't
That's not the reason.
take my phone. It's not for the pickpockets, it's for Sean.
That should have been my positive this week because Holly's actually crocheted. So I was wanting a. Oh yeah, perfect. So this, as much as it looks really easy to theft, like someone could steal it, cut it, it sits perfectly behind my other bag. And the problem.
And if you're listening to this and not watching it, I knitted Sean. Crocheted, same thing. Two hands, not one, but anyway. I crocheted Sean a pouch that fits his phone in, and it's got a string so he can hang it around his neck and choke himself for all I care.
But it fits perfectly behind my other bag, so it's a bit easier than going in and out my other bag because it's a bit of a mission to get in it, which is anti-theft, but that's kind of fits behind it. I can kind of get in and out. I've watched directions from it. It's perfect. That should have been my positive, but you got 2 this week. That's so nice. But because your negative from me is going to be really bad, but I'll let you go. You know what your negative is going to be.
Yeah. My negative though for Sean this week is actually related to the foam pouch in question, because I started making it and I questioned myself whether I made it too big, and he was like, yeah, you have, do it again.
I did not.
Yeah, you did. You were like, yeah, it's too big.
100%
I'm like, I'm already halfway done this project and I'm going to have to take it all out and start again for the sake of 2 stitches in width. That was it. It was 2 millimeters or
you turned around to me and said, is that too big? And I was like, oh. And then you went, wrong answer. Is your exact words like, wrong answer. And then you just went, and pulled it all out. I was like, wow. Actually, that leads me perfectly onto my negative about you. Holly's got this thing at the moment of jumping down my throat before I can explain anything. Do you have? Can you give an example for this, Holly?
What, the fact that you made me nearly lose the side of my face in a cave?
No, the fact we crashed into a boat while kayaking.
Well, it's not my fault that you were at the back of the kayak and you're the one that's meant to steer.
I meant to give directions to
No, the person at the back of the kayak is the one that's the steer. He literally said it to you. Decide between yourselves before you get on who's got a better sense of direction. And me being a moron decided it was Sean.
So I got on the back trying to steer this boat while Holly's steering the wrong way, shouting at me, we're going to crash into a boat!
Which we did.
Which we did, because she was still steering into it.
I wasn't steering. I had completely pulled my oars up. I was not steering at all at this point in time because you told me not to.
We were already going into the boat at that point. It was chaos. We worked absolutely terribly together with kayaking.
He was shouting and screaming at me because he was getting wet, and I'm like, Sean, I don't know if you've seen me, but my legs are also soaked. And the reason that you were getting wet is because of the drip guard on your oar was broken.
So it was chaos because the first bit we just wasn't working together, and then once we worked out to do it, we were pretty good though, weren't we? And it wasn't.
Once Sean
explained how.
No,
to do
once
it.
Sean manifested his inner dictator, we done quite well here.
Oh, well, I started going 1, 2, 1, 2, like I was rowing a
then every so often it'd be 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. It's like, for the love.
It works.
Yeah, but we looked like psychopaths.
We looked like psychopaths, but we also got past everyone else
I also
so
had
quickly.
to explain to a Belgian couple that I'm not actually that upset or annoyed. I'm just Scottish. So it just sounds so much worse than what it actually is. I was frustrated because left is right and right is left, and that's wrong.
Unless you're slowing down, then it's the opposite way.
Yeah, why?
Because you're putting friction in the water.
No, I understand this, but no.
It was, trying to explain this was a nightmare. So, come on.
But the problem is Sean with his directional skills with that was he'd be shouting right then left, and I'm like, do you want me to turn right or do you want me to paddle with my right hand? And he's like, turn right. I'm like, so you mean left? You want me to use my left hand? Because we were doing 1 and 2. So if you want me to go right, you need to say left.
Yeah, but we never set this up.
We know for the future, before we step foot on a kayak again, we need to discuss what the communication is. Is left actually left or is left actually right? Irish common sense right there, but oh. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I would just like my compliment now. I'm waiting for it. I have not had a compliment this week, so.
My compliment probably actually comes from a negative about Sean.
Right.
But I think you'll understand where I'm going with it.
So it's a backhanded compliment. Okay.
Sean sees the negative in every situation. Sean sees the danger coming towards you before he. So there could be someone minding their own business, walking towards you down the street, and Sean will think they're going to pull a knife on you and hold you at gunpoint.
Yeah, okay.
Sean's also watched Taken far too many times. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, come on, carry on. So, this is meant to be a compliment, so carry on.
It is a compliment in a sense because you've kept me safe. But Sean was like, do you notice how when we get out of taxis, I don't get out of the taxi until you're fully out of it because, they might snatch you. So your positive is that you've thought about that and kept me safe.
I just heard that, everyone from Holly's family. I'm keeping her safe.
Yeah, but it comes from such a dark place. Like, you think that, first of all, as I explained to Sean, if anyone's going to get snatched, it's the one that's blonde hair and blue-eyed. It's not me. Plus, like, I'm like mutton. I'm like an old woman to them, and I'm tall and larger than what anyone here is, so I'm not an acquisition. Like, the only way they're making money off of me is to put me to the side of the road and sell me for like cattle. Wow. But it's true.
To be fair, like it is very weird. Like, they will look at you like, oh my god, tall woman, and they look at me and be like, oh, tall man. Like, what? How can you work this out?
And like, I'll have you know, in some places in the world, I'm considered a goddess.
Oh yeah, but I don't know how they logically can think, oh, tall man, oh, excellent. Because if you have a tall man, you might have a tall woman as a child. Yeah. Like, there's a 50% chance. Yeah. Well, depending on how short they are. Yeah.
Like,
they are very shocked to see.
Here especially, Nimbin's been the worst for it.
Yeah, we walked, but then there was no tourists around really, was there?
We walked through like a local market yesterday, and I honestly felt like I was She-Hulk and Sean was King Kong when we were walking through it.
But you also just got hit by a bike as well before that.
Yeah, because you can't really see a 6 foot tall woman.
Yeah, you got hit in yellow.
I was in a bright yellow jumper, yeah. And they ran into the side of me on a bike and then looked at me as if I was a problem when they were driving up the wrong side of the road.
But luckily, being a 6 foot woman, you're like,
I probably done more damage.
Just a scratch.
Yeah, bump my wrist.
You're not even bruised, yeah. But,
which for me is a miracle in itself, because I bruised by looking at sharp objects.
So this part of the podcast we're about to do now is our usual Let's Laugh at Lauren.
Why are we laughing at Lauren this week?
Oh no, I just thought I'd just update them on our Lauren, the journey of the stressful part that we were trying to plan with Lauren. So Lauren is coming on our Thailand journey with us, and we were planning that last night. How stressful was that?
Wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun.
I hate planning routes, full stop, when it's just for Sean and I. But when I know that someone's travelling to the other side of the world to join us on a trip, and they have 16 days.
Yeah. And you want to try and show them as much as possible.
Not fun.
Also, the fact that we're going to be on our budget still, and they're going to be on a holiday. So we've got to be.
But then everything will be it'll be 2/3 we're paying, not.
It's also like
Swings
we
and
don't want to be like,
roundabouts.
we don't want you to save money here.
We'll be coming into our last month of our trip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're fine with money, but we'll be coming to the end of our budget, really.
Yeah, it makes it a bit easier for us as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very stressful planning that, but I think we've managed to plan a little bit of Thailand now.
We're also talking about Let's Laugh at Lauren.
Oh.
Friend wants to see the islands in Thailand.
Yeah, this is where I was going to go with.
Friend is also severely seasick. Friend, as in Holly, has a metaphobia.
Sean will have someone sick to the left of me, someone scared to the right, and I'll be stuck in the middle with them.
It's honestly a recipe for disaster, so I've tried to figure out a way for us to see the islands and for her to be on a boat as little as possible.
It's literally it. And we've looked at one of the islands, and it's so...
We're not going to Koh Samui because we have seen TikToks.
The boat at one point looks like it was flying on the TikToks.
It's in the Gulf of Thailand, and apparently it's one of the stormiest seas, which I can believe, because when we flew over the Gulf of Thailand, which we've done twice, over in Indonesia, there's always incredibly bad turbulence.
Yeah.
Which wind and water are correlated, in case you didn't know. So
Yeah.
if there's turbulence in there, there'll be turbulence in the sea, and vice versa.
Yeah. So we that's fun to plan, but we're sorting it. And no one has wrote in this week. Oh, your dad did, actually. Your dad wrote in. He said his trouble this week was the fact that he's not travelling, and I think everyone else around him is. His two daughters. His two daughters
Mia
are.
and Lauren are, well, different Lauren, but yeah, are both on this side of the planet and not the cold side of the planet.
And he's upset because he's literally. So your dad and your mum both
have FOMO.
Both literally follows us on polar steps, and it must be getting quite a lot for him, because especially you and your sister both travelling to like amazing places. Your sister's
she's in Sri Lanka
at the moment, and you're obviously here, and we're posting up all these pictures and stories, and they must be at home. And they're like, well, your mum said that you booked your mum a trip, didn't you? You end up.
Well, I didn't book it for them, but I found it for them. Yeah, they went to Naples last weekend.
Oh, they did it, have they? Oh, I didn't realise they went already.
Yeah, they were there for David's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you want to talk about bruises if you're watching this? I don't know what that's from.
Just random bruises. I think that's from one of the buses.
I've got matching, so yeah.
Guys.
He doesn't.
I know that we argue a lot, but that's.
He doesn't beat me up, don't worry, guys.
I've got to edit this.
I almost want you to leave that in. For
I will leave it in.
That's what Dad does. And my dad's block of flats, there's a camera in the lift, which the concierge is watching at all times, and he normally gets in it with Tracy and points and goes, help me.
The reason why I mentioned the fact that I'm editing this, because if it looks like someone might comment and be like, she's actually seriously needing help, and I'm like, I edit this, so if she needed help, then it wouldn't be on there, would it?
Wow. Bit dark, mate.
So dark.
Oh, we've spoke about Sean's, like, it wasn't on Travel Troubles, but it should have been on Travel Troubles. When we went to Iceland last year, we spoke about Sean's questionable taste in food, and Sean likes to eat hot dogs at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sean had to be told no, and I had to severely put my foot down the other day when Sean didn't order. We went into a shop and bought like a pot noodle, and it was called sausage surprise, or like mum's chewy sausage, and I'm like, you're not.
This is translated.
If there is a sausage in that, you are not eating it.
Yes, mum, chewy sausage, and I found a little sausage in it, and I was like
you're not eating that, because it's been at ambient temperature for who knows how long, and you don't know what it's made of. it kept saying like pork skin and stuff like that in the ingredients, wasn't it? And
well, but then again, if you ever eat a hot dog, it's always bad. But yeah, also the other reason why I wasn't allowed to eat it is because when
we were travelling the next day.
No, yeah, that, and the day before we was in Hanoi, there was a homeless guy outside a shop, or some guy who was hungry. He asked for some food, so I said, "Yeah, like."
And he chose those sausages.
And he chose those sausages, packet sausages outside of the fridge. So
that man's probably on a lot of drugs, Sean. Don't No, actually, I think he was genuinely homeless.
Yeah, or he's just hungry, so I got him some food. Yeah, like. I'm not likely to give money away, which sounds bad. Yeah, that's the thing. If someone is genuinely hungry and they ask for food, then if I can, or if we can, then yeah, fair enough, we will. But like Sean said, we'll never give money away because that's just a scam most of the time. Yeah. All right, I think that's done for this week. It's a good episode. It's a good long episode. But then it has been a good long week. Again, check out the Hanoi video. It's great. It's about 40 odd minutes long. I've edited
44 minutes to be precise. I guessed it correctly.
Oh yes, okay. Unless I edit some more off, because I haven't actually published it yet. In our time, in your time, it's already up, and watch it. Also, check out the CatBa video and the Ninh video. The Ninh video came out yesterday for you guys, I believe. So check that out. That video, pretty good. We went on we've just got off the boat tour right now for that.
Yeah, we went around Tranang, which is a national park of some sort, I believe.
It's lovely. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It's one of the most prettiest places I think this has been. But the video starts in the most gloomiest possible way, but it actually really surprised us. Yeah. So if you haven't watched that and you look at it and go, "Oh, that looks a bit rubbish," actually it does change around quite a lot. So stick with that. I think that's it. Right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again
next Thursday.
And I'll see you again
soon.